Hey everyone, Mango7Roll here. How we doing today? Welcome to another episode of Epic 7, and this is Landy. And there's some news about her that we're gonna have to talk about. So let's just start this off by watching this video together. I will try not to pause. Okay? I promise I will try not to pause.
Let me show you my secret weapon.
Love her voice.
Respect the great land.
Respect the great Landy.
I'm Landy, Felicia's chief of police. If you notice anyone suspicious or have a lead for me, don't hesitate to let me know.
Really like her voice. So I'm gonna skip through for this one. I'm sorry, just because this is something you should watch. So there is one really important thing we want to see here, and that is Flan. Wow, it's Flan. It is Flan, and take a look at her bosoms, and then watch how Landy sits in the tavern and what she does with her hands, you know? Look at this, look at this. Oh, look at that art. She's just like, yeah, I don't know. I thought that was hilarious. I like how she runs. I like her design. I like her belt. As for her stats, here we are. We will pause right here. Imprint concentration 18% for self, 17.4% ER for the backline, 1158 attack, 6k health, 112 speed, 23% base crit. So she's got a lot of things going for her. She does have the increased crit. She does have decently high speed. She does have decently high attack. She does have decently high health. Really low defense though. And she is a Earth Ranger, which is kind of the perfect class/element combination for the type of character she is. I was kind of expecting her to be like an aggressive support, which she kind of is and she kind of isn't. So let's take a look at her skills here. The first one is Full Burst, which is a 4-turn cooldown, acquires 3 souls. Soul Burn increases damage dealt. That's very important IMO. And this fires at all enemies and grants the caster increased speed for 2 turns. When Fighting Spirit is full, it consumes all Fighting Spirit to increase damage dealt and increases the combat readiness of all allies by 15%. Also, cannot trigger a counterattack. You've got to put that everywhere now because otherwise AoEers just die. Molagoras here, obviously you're going to want to go to at least -1 turn cooldown, but the damage is probably what you're going to need if you're going to be investing into Landy. We can watch it right here where she does a little bit of damage. Not bad, not bad. 11k and 6k, a little bit of everywhere. We then have the Chief is on the scene, which increases the caster's attack by 7% after attacking, up to 10% with Molagoras. Can stack up to 5 times, so plus 15% of attack. And at the start of a turn, her turn grants 10 Fighting Spirit for each buff granted to an enemy. And when Fighting Spirit is full, it resets the cooldown, and she starts the battle with 50 Fighting Spirit. So I would say it'll take her 2 turns to fill up her Fighting Spirit, right? Maybe less, maybe more, I'm not sure, depends on skill 1. Another passive, which is kind of expected, they seem to love to give people passives lately, and now her skill 1 is fantastic, also acquires 20 Fighting Spirit. So after you skill 1, you'll definitely have 100% if you go skill 3 then skill 1. And this one fires at the enemy and increases combat readiness by 10%. Effect is double when the enemy is buffed, and you also have 5% extra from the Molagora, so that adds up to 30% combat readiness when she hits a target that's buffed. So you can expect people to maybe build her counter. It seems pretty sweet with this skill here, but at the same time 112 speed, kind of want a speed set. So I'm not sure which way you're gonna go for this. Seems like on the outside, is that the right word? At the start, it seems like a really great skill set, but at the same time, how does she survive? How does she utilize her passive? Is she actually going to be good? It's something we're going to have to consider as we go. Next up, her artifact here. At the start of the turn, for each buff granted to an enemy, has an 8% chance to grant the caster increased attack greater for 1 turn. That seems insane. After using an attack that targets all enemies, increases the combat readiness of the caster by 10%. effect is not activated by a counterattack, dual attack, or extra attack. So, how does this work? Has an 8% chance to grant the caster increased attack for 1 turn for each buff granted on an enemy. Is it just any enemy, like the highest buff on the enemy team, or am I misreading that? So let's say there are 4 buffs on somebody, which is feasible, probably a little more than expected. You can probably expect 2. So let's say there's 2. That's a 16% chance for greater attack buff at plus 30. I'm not sure about this. Maybe I'm misunderstanding something, but I'm definitely not sure about this. But yeah, you know what else is sad about Landy? She's limited. Was not expecting her to be limited, especially because I was kind of expecting a Halloween limited soon, but I guess that's not for a month or so. She's definitely 100% limited. They said so in the stove announcements. Super surprised at this. It was not something I expected, and especially as a main character to the story like this. But like, to be honest, as long as you're playing the game right now, limited is fine. You'll have enough for every single limited, unless you do something dumb like summon for whoever was last week or whoever is this week, and just go nuts on all your resources. As long as you're saving smart, you should have enough just free to play completely fine. So not a big deal. It's the Wall of Order that's a big deal when it turns out they're limited if this ends up being good. So let's dive into a couple more things here. Let's actually watch this. This is Thieves Under the Light of the Full Moon. As always, everything in the link description below there. This is the new cutscene for the next event, and it is amazing. That was really cool. E7 anime when? It's got to be coming with all this stuff. You know, like Rima, Balin, Cezanne, and Gloomy? Is that who that is? But if you look here, who is this? Do we know who this is yet? That is Husbando and a half. A little too bulky for me, but really slim and perfecto hair. What else do we have here? We have the Faithless Lytica skin. I'm a little bit disappointed in this because, like, let's be real here. It doesn't seem like there's much going for this skin. It looks pretty simple. She's got a crown, I guess. Kind of surprised after what they did to Spectre Tenebra. I thought they were going to go, like, kind of nutso on this one. But I guess it is what it is. There's also the artwork here, if you didn't see that. And the update notice. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I'm going to have to fix my screen. I wish there was a better way to do this. I mean, I'm sure there is. I'm just a horrible streamer. So let's move my head. We'll get there. Don't worry. Don't worry. Bear with Mango. Here we go. So update notice. I haven't read this yet. One thing to note is there were 3 stars that were supposed to release tomorrow, but we didn't see anything in the stream. And as far as I know, there's no information on them yet. So I hope they're in this. So official simplified Chinese launching. Cool. West Policia. Gosh. Golly gee, she's cute. What else do we have here? There's a bunch of gear we're also getting as well. I hope they show that here. I didn't want to click through the stream the whole time. So, yep, some new stuff. This is all exactly what we expect. We've got health boots here. These boots are defense percent, ER, critical hit, and speed. These are deceptively good. I think a lot of people give health percent boots a bad rap. But if these happen to roll a bunch of defense or a bunch of ER or a bunch of speed, basically anything but crit chance and high rolls on the ones it rolls, it's a fantastic pair of boots that I will personally use. And I hope people don't just look over them. Like if this is like 20-something% ER and some defense, it's fantastic. You can get speed elsewhere. Not everybody needs to be 250,000 speed. So don't overlook these boots. If you get like 7%, 8% rolls there and like 3 to 4 speed, as long as you dodge the crit chance, they're potential to be fantastic. So we have Last Crider Crow. We've already watched this a bunch. Not much to say about him. I will be summoning for him tomorrow. I have a grand total of 700 mystics. I'm going to get him, I swear. That said, I'm not really too happy about him. I don't really like his design much, so I kind of don't want to summon, but at the same time, I do want Ray. I don't have Ray yet, so I will just summon, and if I get him, I get him. If I don't, I'll save for the next new one. We have a Says banner here. Do not summon for Says. His artifact, also not really a fan of. Increases hit chance by 20% and critical hit chance by 15% on a single attack. I think this would be much better on a ranger artifact, possibly. As a thief, I feel like there's just better options. So not a fan of either of these. We've also got a Ludwig and Time Matter. Definitely do not pull for this one either. And a big news here, and this is both fantastic and a little bit underwhelming. I'm not trying to complain because this is fantastic, but we are getting an entire plus 15 free spirit tiara, which is fantastic, amazing, wonderful. So 100% for free. Anybody who put in the Mulligoras will get a Mulligora refund. That's amazing. New players are going to be through the roof, excited and awesome. She's a great unit. I'll test her out a little bit more. But I wish, like, when I saw the notification, I was kind of hoping for like a more broad increase to her, if that makes sense, for other units. But this is fantastic. This is absolutely fantastic. So Japanese media pack, we are getting Lilius, Little Queen Charlotte, and Remnant Violet. So other improvements, episode 2 5-star summon pack. Not bad, not bad. I forget how much this was last time. But I won't be buying that. I feel like we can get most of the units just summoning now. Cool. The speed for the bosses in a level 2 expedition will be reduced. That seems like a pretty big buff. It's not looking like we're gonna get those heroes. We're almost already done this little list here. We've got the weekly rewards. I really like this now, by the way. This has been pretty great. A pretty great change that has definitely made me a lot happier doing dailies. I find I don't have to do all the annoying ones. Like if I don't want to do a rune dungeon for the day, I really, really enjoy that. Cool. Side story preview. Okay, so nothing on the 3 stars. Interesting. So let's go see if there's anything else. And a lot of people were saying, she's not limited, you're dumb. But if we look at the Landy preview here, Policia's Chief of Police in charge of maintaining public order. Players can meet the limited hero. So she is limited for sure. I'm going to check Dominial's post, see if there's anything else. Update notice, maintenance notice, Says and Manica, Ludwig and Time Matter. Landy. Okay, so there's nothing new. Where are the 3 stars? I really just want to know where the 3 stars are. They are being released tomorrow. If we go to e7leaks.com, make sure there's no porn in there. We can see the 5 new heroes are released today. Like we're told they were being released today. So really curious about that. Also, new hero Landy will be on the 24th to the 8th, I think. Something similar to that. So you'll be able to summon for her next week. And yeah, so that's all I think. There's a lot of stuff going on. And I think there's even more going on than we saw here, right? If they're actually truth with these cyborgs, it actually kind of worries me with the cyborgs, because if they didn't show them, I feel like that means they're not worth showing. So I'm really concerned about that, because I was really excited to see them. And I'm kind of sad I have to wait until next week to pull them, because I have to wait for Landy to pull them. I can't pull them this week. So also, balance patch on Friday. That's coming too, so I'll have a video up for that too. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe as always. Hit that bell notification. Do it. Slam it. Bye.